A nice bounce back win in Atlanta. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Today's episode is presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Cubs salvaged the series with the Braves following a 7-1 win on Wednesday night. Cubs scored 3 runs in the first and never looked back, while Javier Assad was fantastic once again. Sam, it really was a nice bounce-back win for the Northsiders.
It was a great bounce-back win, and, you know, all the ups and downs of the trip, back-to-back shutouts, you know, a major Ian Happ rant on Monday night, a calming episode on Tuesday, all of it put together. You want to know what you did, Matt? You went on the road and you came back 3-3. Mission accomplished. That's what you're trying to do. Cubs have still not lost 3 in a row this campaign. Crazy. Knock on wherever you are. Yep. I have 2 points to make, and then I'll pass it along to you. Number one, Javier Assad. I mean, and today was not like his outing in Pittsburgh where he was just surviving. Today was, dare I say, dominant?
All-star level.
I mean, he was tremendous. I mean, Marcell Ozuna caught looking twice. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball. There was not tons of hard contact whatsoever against the right-hander. I mean, he was extraordinary. Yeah. Extraordinary in this game, and just has been up there with Imanaga and Tauchman as the unsung heroes of this team and really the backbone of this team and why they are 25-19. And then I want to give a shout out to not the 9-hitter, but the bottom of the order besides the 9-hitter today. That's going to be Miles Mastrobuoni, former guest of the show. And I did text him actually today. Always, he's, by the way, shout out to Miles, always so kind. Every time I reach out to him in the middle of the season, he doesnn't have to be that.
It's a nice response shortly before first pitch.
Yeah, and he always is very kind to me and us. So shout out to him. Mastrobuoni, 1 for 3, 2 walks, playing shortstop, which he doesn't play mainly. Great job by him. Madrigal, 3 for 4 with a base running gaff, but good game from him. And then PCA, 2 for 4, a couple RBIs, a brilliant bunt single after Madrigal's base running mistake that I thought was really important. Those guys, you know, you needed a scrappy effort from those guys, some steals, some bunts, some getting on base, because you're not at full strength, and they were awesome and complimented Tauchman and Suzuki and Bellinger well at the top, the former 2 both going yard. Just a great team win, great effort. You go now into Pittsburgh, which we'll talk about later, with a little, or not into Pittsburgh, but against Pittsburgh at Chicago, with a little bit of momentum and feeling pretty good about things after what was a rough couple days in Atlanta or whatever Marquis wants to say, Truist Park outside of Atlanta. I don't care if they're playing in Neptune. It was a good win.
Yeah, you win a game against a really good team following really 2 clunkers. Even the Monday game, I would consider that, even though it was
well, it's a clunker when you don't score.
Within reach, but yeah, two shutouts, not great. So now you're 25-19, going into a mostly favorable series back at Wrigley. And as you say, we will preview that series in full in the 3rd segment. But the highlights for me offensively, of course, Tauchman leadoff homer. You go 18 shutout, first AB, you hit a homer. And that's why baseball is the best and worst sport. PCA RBI squeeze bunt. Okay, that got a rise out of me. And Seiya Suzuki, could the tide be turning for him in terms of not the process, but the results. Yeah. In terms of the stat sheet. Javier Assad, and I thought about using the term unsung hero as well, and he's just more of a hero at this stage.
Yeah.
6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and today a lot of swing and miss. K's up to 7 tonight. ERA down to 1.49, which ranks 4th in all of baseball. His teammate, Shota Imanaga, leads all of baseball at 0.96. And now we're at a place where this dude has sustained success. What else are we supposed to call it? Whatever he's doing on the mound, some starts different than others. It really is a joy to watch. He's one of the top stories today, if not the top. Crazy that they still haven't lost 3 games in a row this year. Our research staff did do some work prior to the 27th out. There is a couple more teams still out there that have done the same thing. One being the Phillies have only lost 2 in a row. So the Cubs aren't alone on that island, but it's impressive nonetheless. And PCA, Sam, is my other main lead from this game.
Yeah.
And really it's from a lens of like this. I'm trying to put it simply for a reason, and hopefully I execute the landing. How can Ian Happ play in front of right now Mike Tauchman and Pete Crow Armstrong? How? Where's, to use a Matt Cozy expression, where's the path? The path is rocky right now. Why would Happ play over PCA on Thursday night against Jared Jones? You could lay a bunt down. You could steal a bag. You have Gold Glove defense in center. I'm really curious what Council does, because I did think this was a 2-game reset for Happ, but it might be more.
Love it. And by the way, love that Monday night we go at, not that the Cubs watch the show, but right after that rant, the reset came in. I mean, that's
right away.
Yeah, that's always nice to see. Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. So if PCA's in center, Belly's at first, Tauchman's in left, Saya's in right. Yeah, because it would then be Bush or Happ at DH then.
Right.
Bush or Happ, or then
or
like
Bellinger.
That. Yeah, right. So,
and you got Wisdom in the mix too, depending on matchups. Probably not the next.
Probably
2
not
games,
Jones or Skeens, but for sure Saturday he'll play. Right. Yeah, it's a good thought. I mean, the thing I like about PCA is that even though he's not fully developed as a hitter, and I think you saw that with that bases loaded AB there at the end of the game, he's a chaos creator.
Oh, I like that.
And when you're going up against Jones and Skeens and these high, I'm always going to say his name like that, so get used to it.
Oh,
these high velo, these high guys, like you said, dropping a bunt down, stealing a bag. I mean, how good do you feel if, let's say Nico Horner or Tauchman, whoever is leading off, man on first, no outs, and it's PCA. It just totally opens up the whole inning with his running and all those things. So, I trying to think if Horner's out tomorrow. No, because
I think Horner will be out Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that doesn't open up any spot for Ian. So, I excuse me. I like Cubs. Chaos. I like guys. It doesn't show up in the numbers. It doesn't show up in the on base. It doesn't show up in the slug, but it just shows up in the score at the end of the game.
100%. No, I love that.
And speaking of metrics, really quick, Matt.
Yeah, I know you're warming up to PCA, so.
Well, listen, I was his biggest fan. I just had some concerns about the swing, which, by the way, are still there offensively, but all the other stuff we've been told about is showing. Right. Don't pin that on me. You shared the same concerns. He has like a ton of defensive run saves. He's on pace like for a crazy amount of defensive run saves, and he barely even plays center.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
that far up the charts
I
already.
forgot the number, but he's on pace for like a very solid number already.
Okay.
And, he's been basically a part-timer. He missed the beginning of the year. I mean, he's tremendous out there. So,
Well, I wonder how many runs he's just saved currently then,
yeah, it's a lot.
much less the projection. Yeah. All right. Well, I like that.
And he's been better, and he's been competitive offensively.
Yeah, that's a good word choice. Ben Brown threw 2 innings in this ball game. I thought, when it was 5-0, Council's looking at who gets 9 outs. Let's just give it to one person because of the ongoing issues out there. Then they extend the lead and they go to the freshman baseball pitcher, Luke Little, who did get out of a jam, but he's really struggling. Folks, he entered Wednesday's game with a 7 ERA and 1.70 whip in 9 innings. So I think he's going to be a cleanup guy, but more on that later on when we talk.
Can I say something on Brown?
Moves. Yeah.
I hope that the plan for Brown isn't this. I want
like a multi-inning or like up a lot or
both.
Okay.
I think when this rotation and everything gets healthy, Wicks comes back, and I'd like to see Brown be like the guy.
Well, me too. I've been saying that.
I mean, he's hit 99. There's no reason to, because he
doesn't need to pitch the 9th right away. Throw him in the 7th first 1 inning. Throw him in the 8th 1 inning. Throw him in the 9th 1 inning.
What did he throw? Like 28, 29 pitches today. So I hope he's available like as soon as Friday's game.
Well, anything under 30, you technically should be available the next day.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully with Justin Steele going Thursday after his bad outing Saturday, we don't need him.
Yeah. But Friday for sure though.
I'd like to see him pitch Friday because we're going to need him this weekend.
Well, and do you believe in the contrast? Like if they went Hendricks to Brown?
I do believe in that a little bit. Yeah.
I do too. I don't think it's a myth.
No, I believe in it. But I also believe in it from Steele to Brown because it's different handedness.
That'd be great. So that'd be great too. All right. Well, then coming up next, please make it stop. Another player has gone to the IL. Then we're going to do a couple more updates, roster and injury as well. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. What a great partner here on Locked On Cubs. Sam and I went to Cubs Dodgers in early April. We were only able to do that because of Game Time. Sam, I don't want to speak for you, but
you can.
Okay, Sam has plans this weekend. He very thoughtfully is taking his mom to the Cubs game Sunday. How did Sam and her get the tickets? Game Time. It's now an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. I haven't told Sam this yet, but we've been invited to an event on June 1st, which we're going to promote in the coming weeks. All the Cubs podcasts have been invited. But I'd like to test that out with Game Time, Sam. We walk up to Wrigley. Maybe it's within an hour of first pitch. That's June 1st game, 6:15 first pitch. It's on Fox. Maybe 5:15. We go on Game Time. We roll right in.
Agree.
Okay. It's the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You can see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with Game Time. Cubs play the Pirates at 6:40 p.m. Central Thursday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. Cubs recalled Luke Little, we spoke about first segment, prior to Wednesday's finale with the Braves. Keegan Thompson was the latest person to go on the IL. He has a viral illness, and the Cubs, if you're keeping score at home, 6-game road trip they made a roster move every single day of the 6-game trip. Which one was your favorite? 3-1-2? No. But it's getting stupid. Okay? What else are we're here to report the news. We're want to be the voice of the team. So of course it's a segment. But folks, it's becoming it's too much. It's too much, right?
So Sunday I will be at the Cubs game. I will be there if you want to come say hello to my mom and I, maybe outside the marquee sign or something.
Please, yes.
And then don't forget Saturday 1:20. You got a busy Cubs weekend. I'll be doing a watch along. That was really fun last time.
Wow, you have a busy weekend.
Busy Cubs weekend. First of all, I hope Keegan Thompson gets well. They talked about it on marquee. It sounded like a pretty serious thing that he's dealing with, sick, like a virus type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that one hurts, but for me, I just want to see Nico Horner back in the lineup at full strength. That's pretty much the injury that I'm most focused on right now.
Right.
And hopefully that happens. There's a counsel. I don't know if you saw him today. He was a little bit agitated, might be the right word, when he was asked about.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like he kind of laughed. It was just like, look, I don't have the answers, guys. I think we avoided something, but I don't know. Like I think he's starting to get kind of tired of all this.
It definitely seems that way. Definitely seems that way. Also, Dansby Swanson is eligible, if my math is right. His IL was retroactive to May 8th, so I believe he's eligible to be activated off it May 18th, right? And that's on Saturday. So we'll see if he's back. A couple other notes here that I found newsworthy.
Noteworthy.
Yes. Right. Well, I didn't want to be repetitive right then, but
got great color. The eating stuff looks great on you, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I do want to shave soon though. Haircut next week. So Kirk Casale, who we brought up on Monday's episode, Sam.
Yep.
He opted out of his Cubs deal Tuesday, was signed by the Giants
and
Wednesday,
right now.
And he was in the Giants lineup Wednesday.
He's due up third of the third.
It's wild.
Hey, when you're hot, you're hot.
David Peralta late last week opted out of his deal, if anybody cares. And someone who opted out of his deal because he was told he wasn't going to make the team, World Series member Carl Edwards Jr. Wanted to give you an update on him, Sam.
Yep.
People ask us, hey, is he an option to come up? And he is not right now, especially since he is on the 40-man. But he's really not an option because of this.
Not on the 40-man, right?
Right. He's not in the 40-man, and because of this. Yeah. 14 innings, 13 hits, 10 walks.
No, forget
so
that.
So he's not even on the radar right now.
Just
wanted to go over that.
Not on the radar. And the good news is I don't think there's much rain on the radar this weekend at Wrigley. So
there's not.
That'll be a good time.
No, it's supposed to be beautiful out.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun weekend. Hopefully they could get these Jones and Skeens guys out early so they could get the ball up in the air.
All right, well, let's preview that series then. Cubs, Buccos, second time in a week. We do that next.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's winner take all time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel's giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money line, player props, and more. The Boston Celtics are currently the NBA title favorites at -125. But the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, one of the best basketball players I've ever seen, are second at +220.
Wow.
Down 2-0 against the Timberwolves. The Nuggets come back. They've won 3 straight, and Nikola Jokic put on a masterclass the other evening against the Timberwolves. And, of course, Stevenson alum Jalen Brunson with his fifth 40-point game of the postseason. The Dallas Stars are the favorites for the Stanley Cup at +230 in the NHL. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. Locked On Sports Today covers the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Search Locked On Sports Today on YouTube and subscribe to the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. 4-game series with the Pirates begins Thursday night, 6:40 Thursday, and then 1:20 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, Sam will be doing a watch along Saturday, and I'll be at the game with his mom on Sunday. Steele and Jones Thursday, followed by Hendricks and Skeens. Wow. Imanaga, Falter, and Tyone and Keller. Cubs won 2 out of 3 last weekend, and I think 3 of 4 should be the goal here, simply based on the Pirates' offense. Now, you could counter that and say the Cubs' offense has been just as bad, and in many ways it has, especially the last few weeks. But I think we could see the Cubs are the better team. Hopefully, Horner is back this weekend, Swanson back, and they exit this series, I think, pocketing 3 wins, Sam.
I hope so. I don't like that the Brewers got to face Martin Perez and Quinn Priester, and we got to face Jones, Keller, and Skeens. But there's nothing you could do about it. That's the way the schedule worked out. The Pirates are doing a 6-man rotation right now to protect guys like Jones and Skeens. So there's nothing you could do. I thought the Cubs handled both those guys really well last time out in PNC. So hopefully they could do that again. I think the key to the series is Thursday night, getting off to a good start, and Justin Steele needs a bounce back. He threw pretty well before he got hurt in his opener. Limited appearance in game 2 looked good, and he had his worst start, I would say, in 2 years the other day in Pittsburgh. So he needs a bounce back. 6 innings, 1 earned, 8 Ks. Cubs hang in there against Jared Jones, get 2 runs in 6, then go off on the Pirates bullpen, win that game, and that'll really set the tone for the rest of the series. I can't wait for Friday, Hendricks, Skeens, just because that's what baseball is made for, right? One guy's going to be throwing 94-mile-an-hour splitties, and the other guy's going to be throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs. Maybe Kyle will get those guys again. And then, of course, Saturday is the game that you feel the best about. Cubs hit about 8 almost home runs against Bailey Falter at PNC on Sunday. They'll face him on Saturday against, Cy Young candidate, Rookie of the Year favorite, Shota Imanaga. And then I will get the pleasure of watching Jameson Tyone versus Mitch Keller, which feels like probably the most the first and last game feels like the most even pitching matchups.
Oh, yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So especially Sunday.
That'll be a good time. Keller's thrown the ball well lately. Complete game 2 starts ago, 6 shutout in Milwaukee on Monday. So maybe he's due for a bad one. But yeah, we know these Pirates well. Stay away from Connor Joe. Stay away from O'Neal Cruz, and you should be able to handle pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, and Brian Reynolds heating up a little bit.
He had 5. I think he had 5 hits on the Monday game. What's their stadium called? American Family Insurance Field. The Brewers now, who are somehow
something like that,
who are in first place with no Burns, no Woodruff, no Williams.
It is impressive what they're doing.
It's very impressive. Hat tip to them. You cannot like something and respect it.
Yeah, absolutely. In our first month of having the show back in July of 22, we never even called them by their team name. It was just, the team up north. We didn't even say Milwaukee.
Yeah, I just didn't have William Contreras being prime Johnny Bench on my bingo card. But
no,
that's all right. Congrats to him on his first MVP.
I like the matchups this weekend, even the Friday one.
Thought that was funny, but nobody laughed.
Hendricks Skeens is the most opposite matchup maybe in the history of the game.
Maybe.
When you just break down the analytics of it, if you will. Steele Jones, great matchup. We have to pay attention to Steele's efficiency early in the game. This is only his 3rd start back from missing a while. And we have to pay attention as well to what he does ahead in the count. He was abysmal up in the count on last weekend, and that was a major departure from what we're used to seeing. I have to imagine that's a pretty quick meeting with Tommy Hotovy and everybody else over there because Steele knows, the mistakes that he made, and he has a plan. The fact that it's against the same lineup, I think, could be a good thing in that scenario. You win Thursday, you're feeling really, really good. And the Saturday matchup, I think they're going to be heavy favorites. In fact, maybe we look up the line before we get out of here for Thursday.
Yeah, I could do that for you.
I think Sunday is the more 50-50 of.
I'm going to say Cubs minus 135 will be my guess, and I'm going to put it up there right now. And it is Cubs minus 135.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I did. That's good. That one. See, I wish I got it slightly wrong because people will think I did that on purpose.
You manufactured it.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Minus 135, Chicago.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm really just. If they want to avoid, or if they just feel like it's smart to put Horner on the IL,
no.
But I would really be discouraged to see that.
Give me a home run call for Thursday night.
Jared Jones.
Jinx, you owe me a water.
Let's see. I'm going to say Talkman 2 games in a row with the Jackson.
And I'm going to go with Seiya Suzuki 2 games in a row with the Jackson.
Wow. Okay. So Talkman and Suzuki both homer, and at 5-2, Cubs win.
And if one of the homers of the other does it, that the person that does it owes the other one $200,000.
Very funny. So, all right, we'll be back after the game on Thursday. Thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. You give us 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, smash the like button for the algorithm, and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcast. And on YouTube, we're making the push to 10,000 subscribers. We could do this by the summertime. So we're really looking forward to that. And if you want more, Matt and Sam, consider supporting us by subscribing to our Unlocked podcast. The link to subscribe is in this episode description. Cubs salvage the series in Atlanta. Head back to Wrigley for Gamer with the Pirates. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.